Hey, I'm Stacy, and I need to tell you about the day I realized everything I thought I knew about women's health after 50 was wrong. I'm a fitness and nutrition professional with decades of experience, but at 51, my own body just gave me the middle finger. I'm talking about progressive bloating throughout the day that made eating feel like a punishment. Foods I'd eaten my entire life suddenly make me feel awful, and a stubborn weight in the middle that laughed at every protocol I tried. And that was frustrating. And everyone kept telling me, when I say everyone, I mean doctors, kept telling me this was just normal aging, that I needed to lower my expectations for the rest of my life. Ladies, if you've been told to just eat less and move more one more time while you're already doing everything right, you know exactly how I felt. But here's what I discovered. It wasn't about willpower or effort. It was about understanding that my body had finally hit its breaking point after years of accumulated stress and cellular damage. And it's what I like to call the alarm state. And if you're over 50, feeling like your body has betrayed you, this might be the missing piece that explains everything. So let's talk about what's really happening when your body goes into the alarm state, because this could change everything for you. And think of your body like a house with multiple security systems. When you're younger, these work quietly in the background. Your immune system clears damaged cells, your gut processes food efficiently, your stress response turns on and off appropriately. But over time, small insults accumulate. For me, it was years of injuries, a root canal gone wrong, major life stresses I couldn't control. So your body keeps compensating until one day it can't anymore. When this happens, senescent cells, what we like to call zombie cells that should have died off naturally, start accumulating and pumping out inflammatory signals 24/7. It's like having your car alarm going off in every room of your house. When estrogen drops during menopause, it's like losing your head of security. Estrogen helps maintain gut bacteria diversity, intestinal lining integrity, and cellular cleanup. Without it, the alarm state gets worse. Here's what that internal alarm does to you. Your digestion becomes hypersensitive because your gut barrier is compromised and beneficial bacteria are depleted, hence that progressive daily bloating. And your energy crashes because inflamed cells can't produce enough energy efficiently, and your body is diverting resources to deal with perceived threats. Your brain gets foggy because inflammatory molecules cross into the brain tissue, making even simple decisions feel overwhelming. When your brain is foggy, even one more thing to do seems impossibly complicated. But here's the thing about the alarm states. Once you understand what's happening and address it systematically, your body can come out of lockdown mode. It wants to heal. It just needs the right support in the right order. Now I need to explain why so many approaches fail when your body is in this alarm state. So when your system is screaming, it can't respond to normal interventions. It's like trying to have a rational conversation during a panic attack. The solutions might be valid, but your body can't process them. And this is why expensive senolytic supplements and anti-aging protocols often don't work. Your compromised gut can't absorb them properly. Your inflamed cells can't utilize them because they're too busy dealing with crisis mode. You're trying to renovate a house while the fire alarms are going off and the sprinkler system is flooding everything. So what I learned is that you have to calm the alarm first, get your body out of crisis mode so it can actually respond to the good things you're trying to do for it. This means starting with foundational support. Not the sexiest protocols, but the basic work that allows everything else to work. I believe in starting with foundational foods, eating intentionally. That is the greatest place to start. However, we need to dive into what actually works to get your body out of the alarm state, because understanding the science makes all the difference. First, you need to understand that zombie cell clearance and gut health are completely interconnected. About 70% of your immune system lives in your digestive tract, and that's what clears the senescent cells. So the most powerful senolytics, compounds that eliminate zombie cells, aren't in expensive labs. They're in your kitchen. So fisetin in strawberries and apples, quercetin in onions and berries, and EGCG that's in green tea. But here's the thing. They only work if your gut can absorb them. If your intestinal lining is compromised from years of stress, estrogen decline, those natural compounds just pass right through. So the right order does matter. And this is why my approach starts with gut barrier healing, not cellular cleanup. You have to restore your body's ability to absorb and utilize nutrients before adding senolytic foods. So your step 1 would be calm the inflammatory response with foods that specifically support intestinal lining, like bone broth, certain fibers, anti-inflammatory compounds that your compromised system can actually handle. And then step 2, slowly restore gut bacteria diversity. I had to introduce fermented foods very gradually, starting with tiny amounts of sauerkraut because my gut was so reactive. And then step 3, add senolytic-rich foods as your system calms down, colorful berries, leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, herbs, and spices. But here's what most people miss. Your nervous system controls everything. When you're in chronic stress mode, your gut can't heal and your immune system can't clear zombie cells effectively. I had to learn to eat when calm, not stressed or on the go, take actual rest days instead of just talking about them, address the accumulated stress that had taught my nervous system to stay hypervigilant. So as my body came out of that alarm state, something amazing happened. I could add back foods that had been causing problems, healthy vegetables became tolerable again, I could work out without crashing for days, which was awesome. The brain fog lifted and suddenly protocols that seemed overwhelming made perfect sense. This is the compound effect of getting the foundation right. Small improvements build on each other exponentially. So what does getting out of the alarm state actually look like day to day? And that would be food approach starts with anti-inflammatory basic systems that your body can handle. I began each day with ginger tea for digestive support. I also added in room temperature water with some mineral salts and lemon, which is really good for hydration and getting the liver stimulated. Not because it's trendy, but because it specifically calms the gut inflammation and also hydrates the body. I added healing foods gradually. Don't overhaul everything overnight. Your reactive system needs time to adapt to even healthy foods. Focus on nutrient timing that supports your nervous system, smaller, more frequent meals when you're calm and not rushed. Movement medicine exercise becomes about calming the alarm systems, not pushing through them. And short, intense sessions that create good stress, followed by adequate recovery. And this is especially important after 50 because our body's stress recovery mechanisms aren't as robust. You want to challenge your system just enough to trigger cleanup without overwhelming it. So targeted support use what I call special ops team supplements, targeted research-backed compounds at therapeutic doses, but only after you've restored the ability to absorb them. Omega-3s for inflammation control, specific probiotic strains that survive stomach acid, nutrients that support both gut lining and cellular energy, but always gut healing first, then cellular support. The results, I feel better at 56 than I have in years, not because I turned back the clock, but because I learned to work with my biology instead of against it. I'm still a work in progress on some days, but now I have tools to course correct quickly instead of spiraling. If you're recognizing yourself in an alarm state, the daily bloating, sudden food sensitivities, brain fog making everything seem complicated, here's what you need to understand. Your body isn't broken, it's in a protective state, and it can come out of that state when it feels safe. Stop adding more protocols to an overwhelmed system. Remove unnecessary stressors first, even small ones. Focus on nervous system basics, regular meals that don't trigger distress, movement that feels restorative, and actually get quality sleep. Introduce healing foods gradually. Your reactive gut needs time to adapt. And be patient with the process. It took years to go into alarm state. It takes time to come out safely. And then pay attention to your body's signals. When it starts feeling safe again, you'll know. Food becomes enjoyable instead of stressful. Exercise energizes instead of depletes. Your brain clears and solutions seem manageable. The compound effect works in favor once you get the foundations right. So look, I want you to walk away understanding that your symptoms make sense. You're not broken, not just getting old. You're not stuck feeling this way forever. Your body went into alarm state to protect you, and it can come out when you give it the right support in the right order. The progressive bloating, food sensitivities, overwhelming brain fog, these aren't permanent. They're protective responses that can change when you address the root cause instead of just managing symptoms. So if you want the specific cell-to-self reset approach that I got my body out of alarm state with, the exact sequence for cellular regulation, check the link below. But remember, your body isn't your enemy, it's trying to protect you. And when you learn to support it properly, it will support you right back. So you have more power over your health than you realize. It starts with understanding what your body is trying to tell you. So thanks for watching, and if you're new to my channel, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss on future content. I'll see you in the next video.